Hi guys, welcome to McKola TV. This is MUFC Transfer Talk number 24. It's the first of this week. It's Monday. Hope you guys are all doing very, very well. Have you had a good weekend? Last time I spoke to some of you would have been on Saturday when we did a Q&A because not a lot was going on. There was absolutely F all going on with Manchester United. No transfer news, no rumours. No developments on the rumours we had already heard. Just not a lot going down. It's been pretty boring over the last couple of days. Now, today started off the same. We heard this morning rumours of a tiff between Mourinho and Ed Woodward, which we will talk about a little bit later on today. But there's also been some news in regards to Alvaro Morata and some developments in the potential transfer regarding the Spanish striker to Old Trafford. Now, we've been sat on this one for a while. We've heard for ages how this move is very close to happening. Terms are agreed with the player. The player's returned from honeymoon. The player hasn't returned from honeymoon. The player's told family and friends he's going to Manchester United. We've heard all this, but we haven't heard of a fee being agreed between the two clubs. We could be closer to that today, but as it stands, no fee has been agreed. Gonna hit up some of your comments for a little bit and see how you guys are doing. We've got over 300 people in the house at the moment, so thank you all for getting involved. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. Over 34,500 of you at the moment, so thank you very much for subscribing, and if you haven't already, do hit that subscribe button. Gary is in the house saying Woodward out, so he's not happy with Woodward. Luke Simmons is in the house. How you doing, Luke? Ronan's in Ireland. How you doing, mate? James, Mohammed, Harry, Gladiators Army, Richu Atley, Sup Scratch, Knuckle, 70 Square, Ammo. We got loads of people in the comments at the moment. 3 Kings in the house as well. So thank you all for getting your comments in. Have you seen the new Manchester United shirt today as well? That was released. The new home shirt, obviously the new away shirt's already been released. That looks pretty good. The black one with the retro pattern on it. And now the home kit's been released. Pretty simple, but I think it's decent. I'm liking the new home kit. Sick Ed Yardy's back as well, as is Shane Lynch. So guys, we're going to get into this Morata stuff now. We're going to talk about the updates on Alvaro Morata coming to Manchester United. It's in AS. Now the image that you see in the thumbnail, that image is of Alvaro Morata's father and Alvaro Morata's agent, his agent Juanma Lopez, leaving the Bernabeu, and they were obviously mobbed by Spanish press and Spanish television. Now, AS are reporting some of this sounds familiar to what we've heard before, so please bear with me, but some of it does sound familiar, but still, we're going to read out this new news. Alvaro Morata is closer than ever to becoming Manchester United's new player. As AS are aware, the English giant and Madrid have been approaching their positions over the weekend, and everything indicates that definitive agreement could be closed in the next 72 hours. So AS are saying by the end of this week, Thursday, Friday, we could have a deal done for Alvaro Morata, which would mean he could meet up with the team for pre-season training, which would be absolute fantastic news. They go on to say the 24-year-old striker has become Jose Mourinho's #1 target up front since Griezmann decided to follow another year at Atletico Madrid. This is obviously a translated article from Spanish to English, so it may seem broken up English, but it's the best I can get it. However, the agreement between the clubs has been overdue due to several factors. Firstly, Real Madrid did not want to negotiate with United until Perez took up office as president, and then the Cristiano Ronaldo case complicated negotiations a little bit more. United tried to unlock the signing on 23rd of June with the first offer of 70 million euros, but Real Madrid rejected that offer, and the two teams have approached their positions in the last hours, and the signing seems only a matter of days away. So these lot don't know for sure whether he will be a Man United player in the next couple of days, but with the way negotiations are developing at the moment, with the way his father has been at, obviously, the Santiago Bernabeu today, to have meetings with the club, with their representatives. His agent, his father was there, probably to smooth things over, probably to get this deal pushed over the line now. It's been dragging on a little bit. The same with 20 million euros apart in our valuations. United offering 70 million. They wanted 90 million euros. I'm guessing we'll meet somewhere in between. I wouldn't be surprised if it's an 80 million euro deal. And we get that. So 72 hours now, these guys are saying, until that Alvaro Morata deal is done. Whether that comes through or not, I'm not too sure. But it does look like this deal is edging ever closer now, particularly with his agent and his father having meetings with AS. And this isn't like last week when we heard the players left his honeymoon and we didn't have any factual evidence towards that. We've obviously seen the images, we've seen the videos of his father and his agent leaving the Bernabeu. Why were they there? Obviously to discuss the players' future. They're not going to be there together for any other reason. Also today, we obviously heard as well in the British press, it emanated from Duncan Castles, who seems to be a mouthpiece for Jose Mourinho. And it came out that Jose Mourinho was frustrated at United's failure to sign only one player in this summer's transfer window. Obviously, last summer's transfer window was a lot better, a lot smoother. Jose Mourinho is getting fed up with the way things are at the moment. We've only signed Victor Lindelof, and they're saying he wanted Ed Woodward to have more of his summer targets wrapped up before the pre-season. So it may now be a case that Jose Mourinho is getting a little bit edgy. We leave on Sunday for the pre-season tour. So we've got 5-6 days to get deals done. If that, 5 days to get deals done. So these players can meet up with the squad and leave for pre-season tour. So Ed Woodward has got a lot of work to do. You'd be hoping that a lot of that work was going on behind the scenes. People saying that he was at the British Lions versus New Zealand at the weekend. Which obviously, I don't know what goes on in his own life. He may have been doing work as well, but it doesn't look good when Manchester United are delaying and stalling in the transfer market, and it only heaps more pressure on Manchester United to make more signings. Going to hit up some of your comments now, but just to confirm, that news in Spain following the meeting between Alvaro Morata's agent, Alvaro Morata's father, with Real Madrid, the news in Spain is now that we could have a deal within the next 72 hours, although we've heard similar before, but a deal is edging closer and closer. Madrid are selling their players kinda high, says Vishal. They do get a lot of money for their players. I mean, you can understand this transfer fee with Alvaro Morata. Now, I don't agree with it. I don't think any player is worth that money. Obviously, the transfer market's ridiculous at the moment. I don't agree with many transfer fees, but you can understand it when it comes to Alvaro Morata. He has fantastic potential. He has great current value. He's young at 24 years old. He's also experienced. He's young, but his experience, I know that sounds like an oxymoron, but it is the case. He's played for Juventus at a top level, played for Real Madrid at a top level, albeit he has never been the main man for either of those clubs. And that's where the true test of his worth comes. That's where the true test of his talent will come, playing week in, week out for Manchester United. So it's very, very interesting, this signing, but I think it's a good one. I think it will be good commercially off the pitch, and I think it will be good for United on the pitch. If he's successful, we'll get many years out of him. At 24 years old, you get 5-6 years out of him. You're looking at 60-70 million pounds, 10 million a year. If he's scoring 20 odd goals a season, that's worth every single penny. Sham says he's tweeted me to see if we had a stream today, and now I'm late. I apologise, mate. I don't see all of my tweets. As I have been saying, though, Monday to Friday, 8 p.m. UK time is the usual live time, unless I do one on the weekend or unless some immediate news pops off. So we're always live at 8 p.m. UK time. You should know this by now. So, guys, how are you feeling with this Alvaro Morata stuff? How are you feeling with the news that Jose Mourinho may be a little bit pissed off with the way things are going at the moment in the transfer market? How are you feeling about all of that? Callista says, let's get him signed up now. Aaron says, do I drink Coca-Cola with an original play on words with McKola? Not. Of course I do, yes. Right, how many goals do you think Morata will score in the Prem, says Sanjeev? In his first season, if I had to put money on it, I'd say 15. Probably need a little bit more of that, though, from other players as well. You've got to look at Anthony Martial scoring more, Marcus Rashford scoring more. So you've got to hope these guys will all chip in with more goals. Mkhitaryan, Pogba, etc., etc. We've now got over 550 people in the stream at the moment. Thank you all for liking us. We have had a little bit of a dislike wave, but fuck them. Anyway, hit that like button if you're liking this stream. Even if you're not liking this stream, just hit that like button because it doesn't take too long at all. Sham, hope you're doing well. Sarup says we need a clinical finisher. You think we need another striker, says Sidvic. It's an interesting one. It's an interesting one because obviously Manchester United, we only play a one striker system. It's unlikely to see us play with two up top. And if that's the case, then we probably don't need another striker. We lost Zlatan Ibrahimovic. If Alvaro Morata comes in, he will replace Zlatan Ibrahimovic in that role in the squad. Wayne Rooney could be on his way out, which would mean we need another number 10. But in terms of an out-and-out striker, a number 9, I know Alvaro Morata isn't a typical number 9 like Zlatan Ibrahimovic was, but he occupies that position. Rashford can occupy that position. Martial can occupy that position. So I don't think we should be bringing in any more strikers like Alvaro Morata who will be expecting to start games week in, week out. You can't be bringing in 4 strikers that expect to start week in, week out, particularly when we only play a one striker system. This isn't 98-99 where we play a 2 striker system. One week you can play Cole and York, the next week you can play Solskjaer and Sheringham. Just doesn't work like that at the moment. Mo says Chicharito. No, thank you. I do not want Chicharito. Gladiators Army says, do you think we will make a Galactico signing this summer? Obviously, we're not Real Madrid, but I know what you mean by Galactico signing. Will we make a big, huge signing? We made 2 of them last season in Pogba and Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Will we make another this summer? I don't think we will. Obviously, Alvaro Morata, some might say that's a Galactico signing, although I think a Galactico signing is someone that you know is going to come and be world-class for you from day one. And for that reason, I wouldn't say, you know, Morata's that. I still think he can be world-class for us, but probably not from day one. So, will we get a player that's a Galactico signing? I don't think so. Do we need to make a Galactico signing? I don't think so either. This team, this squad, has a lot of potential in it at the moment. It has a lot of positions that we can improve on in. Some of these players can improve on what they did last season. Some of these players will get better as the season goes on. So we've got a lot of area to improve on in the team. We obviously need to make additions to the squad, but I don't think they need to be world-class additions. 3 to 4 players of a very, very high level, obviously, but that are just good additions to the squad. Yes, we need to replace Zlatan in the team and that star striker, but apart from that, no real areas crying out for, you know, huge signings. We need 1 or 2 more signings elsewhere, a central midfielder, maybe a utility defender, something like that, but we don't need to make wholesale changes at this moment in time. Richu thinks we should sign at least 7 players this summer. I can't see it unless 2-3 leave. I just can't see it. Craig says, have we discussed Ed Woodward being a clown? Football King says he hopes I smash into the lads at Arsenal Fan TV in the football tournament. I'm not going to be smashing anybody unfairly. I will be playing hard. I will be playing fair. But I will be playing hard. So don't worry about that. Sanjeev says Terry signed for Villa because he didn't want to play against Chelsea. What a muppet. Funny that. Remember when John Terry written his autobiography about how he had sleepless nights over an offer from Manchester City? Sleepless nights over an offer from Manchester City. Sleepless nights, you know. This guy, Mr. Chelsea, had sleepless nights over another offer from a club, yet he's moaning about playing against Chelsea. Pulled it of a leg, John Terry, you absolute bellend. What is the latest on Fabinho? Let's check out, while we've got that question from, I think it was Ollie, while we've got that question, let's look around at what the other news is at the moment. There's been a lot of headlines linking Manchester United with Romelu Lukaku at the moment, but I only think that's because his move to Chelsea is probably delayed a little bit. What's going on with Diego Costa? What's going on with things like that? So I think Lukaku will probably still end up at Chelsea. You see Everton are doing a lot of business at this moment in time. they could be using that Lukaku money to bring players in while waiting for him, before they let him go, before they confirm that move. So I don't think Lukaku will end up at Manchester United. We also hear about how Wayne Rooney, obviously he's been involved in the Manchester United kit launch pictures today, but I don't think that really means much in the grand scheme of things. These images were probably taken months ago. I don't think it means much at all. He's the captain. He's obviously going to be invited to photo shoots. And I think, look, he's been linked with Everton in the last couple of days. And I could see Everton making a move for him, particularly if they do let Romelu Lukaku leave. I think Wayne Rooney does need to go, to be totally honest with you. I don't want to see Wayne Rooney stay at Manchester United and just disappoint us all with poor performances again. We know Wayne Rooney can no longer cut it for Manchester United. And I think him staying at the club, he's not going to be a starter week in, week out. I don't think Jose Mourinho can promise him game time week in, week out. And I think it's just a time for Wayne Rooney to leave. I think it's the best time. He left last season at the end of it, lifting the Europa League, completing his puzzle, completing every single trophy he could possibly win for Man United. I think it's probably the best time for everybody to leave. We've also been linked with Mark Bartra recently, the Borussia Dortmund defender. Not going to read too much into that at this moment in time. Nobody really reliable talking about that one yet. And nothing new on Fabinho at this moment, guys. Nothing new at the moment on Fabinho. Any more questions from you? Lelouch says, thoughts on James Wilson's future. Lelouch, thoughts on James Wilson's future? I don't think he has a future at Manchester United anymore, to be totally honest with you. And I think that is massively disappointing because he's obviously a player that had huge talent. And he's a player that we hoped would do well for Manchester United. He came through the ranks. He did well at academy level. And we wanted him to do well. It didn't go to plan. Things didn't work out for him. And that's really, really unfortunate. But that's the way things go. Young players fail all the time. Young players need more than just potential. As they grow older, they need to grow more mature in their head. They need to train better. They need to be lucky with injuries. There's so many different factors. They need opportunities as well. And I think he's been a little bit unlucky with injuries. I think he probably could have applied himself better. But obviously I don't see behind the scenes. So I don't know for sure. And it's just unfortunate. But these things happen with younger players. I mean, Giuseppe Rossi, Sylvain Ebanks-Blake, Fraser Campbell. There's so many players down the years that I've really enjoyed watching at Manchester United, younger players. David Petrucci, that has never gone on to do well for Manchester United. These things happen. We've got a bunch of youngsters at the moment that we really do hope do well. And if they are given the opportunities, I'm sure they will become valuable members of the squad. Fosu Mensah, Axel Tuanzebe, Andreas Pereira, Joel Pereira, Marcus Rashford, for example. That's just a number of them. We've got so many talented players here that we need to keep giving these guys their opportunities so they can develop. Gavin Keane is back in the comments. Thank you all. We were just over 700 views. We've just dropped below that now, but not to worry. Guys, thank you all for joining us. Hit that like button if you're enjoying the stream. And we've been discussing loads today. We've been discussing absolutely loads. AJ Thompson says Michael Keane has signed for Everton, which he has done, yeah. Everton have made some good business recently, haven't they? Ronald Koeman has been out there working very, very hard and getting business done. Unlike many other teams, unlike Manchester United as well. Obviously, even with the additions they made, they haven't caught up with the teams above them. But they are very solid additions. Like I said before, though, it may be a case that they are just getting rid of buying players, using the Lukaku money, using their money because they know that obviously Lukaku is on his way. Ronan, thank you for the comments. Comments on the new kits is 7-2 square. I did answer this earlier. Well, I did speak about it earlier, but I'll speak about it again for you guys that have just joined us. I was talking about the kit, and I do like it. I prefer the away kit to the home kit. The black away kit with the retro pattern is really, really nice, but the new kit is very, very nice too. The home kit's really nice, really tidy, really smart, simple and classy. But like Matthew says, the kits nowadays are very, very expensive. I don't buy new kits, to be honest. Sometimes I bought them as gifts, Christmas, birthdays, whatever. But I don't usually buy kits at all myself. I haven't bought one in many, many years, probably about 10 years now. It's been a long, long time. We are over 700 again. Thank you very much, guys. Paul Meller, how you doing? Sahil says, did I miss a lot? For you guys that have missed it, I'll talk about Alvaro Morata again and what the news is in Spain. AS are reporting, obviously earlier on today, his father and his agent had a meeting with Real Madrid at the Santiago Bernabeu. They were pictured leaving the stadium. So after all that happened, AS have come out with an article that the move should be wrapped up in the next 72 hours. Obviously, we've been here before with these rumours. We've heard a lot of different rumours regarding Alvaro Morata. But following that meeting with his father, with his agent, with Real Madrid, it does look like we're getting closer now to a deal being confirmed, and hopefully a deal could be confirmed like AS say in the next 72 hours, because if that is the case, then he will be available to link up with the pre-season tour when they fly out to America on Sunday. So really do hope this bit of business gets done in the next couple of days. I found some news on Fabinho for you guys that were asking. So I found an article online. It's on 101 Great Goals. Obviously not known for their groundbreaking journalism, but I'm sure they've used journalism from elsewhere to compile this report. And they're talking about how Manchester United refused to give up on Fabinho. They're saying the Italian newspaper Corriere dello Sporto have an update on Fabinho's uncertain future. They say Paris Saint-Germain is still keen on Fabinho. They had offered 40 million euros plus 5 million in incentives, which was a higher bid than Manchester United. And PSG may well come back in for Fabinho with a higher bid. The Parisians are eager to replace Thiago Motta, who looks set to leave the club. According to Corriere dello Sport, Fabinho's future is more likely to be in the Premier League. The Italian newspaper adds news that many Manchester United fans will love to hear. The Red Devils are set to increase their offer for Fabinho, which they first submitted 10 days ago. So, Corriere dello Sport in Italy are saying Manchester United will increase their bid for Fabinho in the coming days. But this is, of course, mere speculation at this moment of time. We're hearing a lot of different speculation involving players in and out of Manchester United. Man United God says, am I late? Yes, you are late, mate. You're 22 minutes late to be in fact, but it's not a problem at all. We've been talking about Alvaro Morata. There was a meeting today in Spain at the Santiago Bernabeu with his agent and with his father with the club. And hopefully a move should be 72 hours away. It's AS who are reporting that in Spain. They're usually very, very close to things that are going on at Real Madrid. We made 7.5 million on Keane's move to Everton, says Lego TK. Oh yeah, I remember reading that. We had a 20% sell-on clause. They bought him for 30 odd, yeah. So around 6-7 million quid. Nice. Not bad, and a good inclusion of a clause in someone's contract. Obviously, Michael Keane was going to leave Burnley. He was linked with Manchester United. Manchester United opted to go for Lincoln to them. They look like they're improving, but I think they could be missing Romelu Lukaku next season, and that will be a big, big miss for them. Thank you, Jose Mourinho, in the comments. Obviously, not sure if it's the real Jose Mourinho, but it's Jose Mourinho in the comments anyway. Demos, shouting out his mate. Don't worry, I know who that is. I don't need Lukaku, says Gregory Moore. I apologise about that, guys. It seemed to go really, really slowly then, so I restarted the stream so that it could pick up again. So obviously refresh the stream if it is lagging, and you'll fix the lag. Refresh. Apologies, but thank you. Anyway, we are back now. Druv, we're back, baby. I'll wait for the rest of you to get involved. Someone gave Lukaku, Wing says Lukaku 0 out of 10 to Manchester United. He don't think Romelu Lukaku will be ended up at Manchester United this summer. Dalton says Andreas Pereira at number 10. I would love to see Andreas Pereira at number 10, but I think it's very, very early for him in his development. I think he enjoyed a fantastic season out on loan at Granada last year. They obviously got relegated, but I think the experience for him personally would have been fantastic. And I think he deserves an opportunity at the very least on this pre-season tour. Now we look at the way we haven't bought Antoine Griezmann. Wayne Rooney could be on the way out of the club. We do have Mkhitaryan and Mata who can step into those positions. But Andreas Pereira could hopefully get chances in that number 10 position. We also look elsewhere. We look at the Wigan game. Jose Mourinho's first ever game, I think it was, for Manchester United. We won 2-0 on pre-season last season. Andreas Pereira played in that 6 and 8 position, which is very interesting that Jose Mourinho played him there. Where's the police, says Gavin and Mo. The police haven't driven past today. It must be a quiet day in the hood. But who knows, it's still very, very early in the stream. They could still pop by yet. Callum, no worries if you're late, mate. We've just been talking about the Alvaro Morata updates. AS in Spain are reporting 72 hours until a deal that could be done. But we have been here before. But the good news is there's been a meeting at the Santiago Bernabeu between Real Madrid and Morata's agent and Morata's father to hopefully push this deal further closer. Obviously, United needs to cough up a little bit more money, but maybe his father could have pulled on their heartstrings a bit and said, come on, man, let my son go. He wants to play football. He wants to join up with Manchester United and he wants to play with Paul Pogba again. Give him a chance. Paul Miller says Pereira and Timbo are the future. That they are, mate. Morata in the police car, says Bashir. Any news on Romero and if he's staying? I'm not too sure about Romero, to be honest. I think it totally... I think it totally counts on David De Gea's future at Manchester United. If Dave stays, I think Sergio Romero should leave, and you can't argue with that. I think Romero's been a great servant for Manchester United. I think he's been fantastic for the club. I think he's done great for United in terms of being a backup and staying there, not kicking up a fuss, not throwing his toys out the pram. He rejected moves in January when he could have left the club, but he didn't. He stayed, he helped us win trophies, and he performed magnificently as well. He deserved his performance and his appearance in the Europa League final, but he would have stayed in January thinking that maybe David De Gea is going to leave. If David De Gea leaves, I'm the first man on the team sheet in the number 1 spot. And guys, there are the sirens right on cue. There's the sirens right on cue. You asked where they were, and there are the sirens. Can't go a day in the hood between 8 o'clock and 8:30 where the police don't drive past. But anyway, like I was saying, if Sergio Romero, if David De Gea stays, I think Sergio Romero should leave and leave with our blessing as well. He deserves to be a number 1 somewhere. He deserves to be a number 1 for a team somewhere. And also, Jose Mourinho does believe in Joel Pereira too. He's been very, very positive about Joel Pereira. He's been very positive speaking about Joel Pereira. So I think it could be a case that Joel Pereira is Manchester United number 2 next season if David De Gea does stay. We're going to start wrapping up the stream soon. We got about 2 minutes left officially, but I may let it run on a little bit longer. Other news today, Lacazette to Arsenal. I think Lacazette to Arsenal, potentially Mahrez to Arsenal as well. I think they are 2 decent signings. And if they were in addition to Sanchez staying, I think Arsenal would look good next season. Although, to be fair, with Arsenal being in the Europa League, with them having a thin squad, with the injuries that they get, I think they're going to find it difficult next season. But, having said that, Lacazette and Mahrez are 2 decent signings. Not jealous of either of them, but 2 decent signings. Yeah, if Sanchez leaves, I think they're pointless signings because it doesn't cover what they've lost. But if he stays, it's very, very good. Samuel, how you doing, Samuel? Hope you're well, mate. Michael Keane to Everton. United obviously getting some of the transfer fee because of an add-on. But also, Michael Keane, good move for him. I think he'll do well at Everton. Could push on as well. And potentially become one of England's main centre-halves. So fair play to him. What other news? Giroud to replace Lukaku at Everton. That'd be interesting. Everton continuing to sign players. And I think Giroud is an interesting one. I don't think he's a striker that you want in your team if you want to win the league. But I think as a striker coming off the bench, or even a striker for someone like Everton, I think he'd be decent, and I think he'd get 20 goals for them in a season. Danny Thomas, thank you, all the way from Canada. Robert Bradley says he's thankful we didn't sign Keane. Morata number 7, says Chris. I'm not too sure if we've got plans to sign Griezmann, then I think that number 7 will be left open for him. But it is very interesting because we'll have no number 9, no number 7. Morata could take the number 9. Of course, the hidden blade How you doing? Dalton says he probably suits Everton. Fabinho, Lamar, Bale, Morata, Bellotti are my targets, says Jose Mourinho. I don't think we'll get Lamar, and I'm not asked if we don't either. Dave for captain if he stays, says Sanjeev. Who should be captain next season? If Wayne Rooney stays, should he keep the armband? Because I don't think he should. Well, I know Gary Neville was captain when he wasn't first choice in a team, but I think if you're gonna stay, I don't think he'll be captain next season. I think it should be Ander Herrera anyway, or Paul Pogba. Reese is watching in Wales, mate. Yes. Jonathan also saying Pogba for captain. What's taking Woodward so long to sign players? It's frustrating, to be honest, says Al Chapo. It is frustrating, but providing we have some of this business done before this team leaves out for pre-season, it won't really matter, was it? Whether we signed them 2 weeks ago or tomorrow, it wouldn't have mattered. But of course, that providing we get the business done before pre-season starts. If we don't get that done before the team leaves for pre-season, it's very, very fucking frustrating. And Ed Woodward will need 2-3 slaps. Herrera, De Gea or Pogba for captain, says Black Excellence. I'm getting married in 1 month, says that gaming. Good luck, mate. Hope all the preparations go well. And of course, good luck with your wedding. Mustafa says Asensio or James for the number 10 spot. Dead Woodward, says Mohammed. That was a riddle. Fuck, we lost Keane, says Albert. No, mate, we didn't lose Keane. But, that's what the press will say. Michael Keane rejects United to sign for Everton. Oh, have a day off, will ya? Bellotti and Morata, says Eddie. Can't see United getting Bellotti. Tony V for captains. Pogba for vice captains. 7 to square. Can't see a captain being someone that can't speak English, to be honest. Or he can speak English. Matthew says the same thing as well. Can't even speak English, not a good choice, really. He can speak English, but he chooses not to. But I think someone that chooses not to speak English to the press can't be captain at Manchester United. Eddie Woody is doing a good job for me so far, says Jose Mourinho. Guess the real Jose Mourinho isn't saying that right now. Spartan says Valencia would be my captain, but he can't speak English. Mustafa says Herrera to be captain. Keane Lindelof says Richu. I didn't mind between either of them, to be totally honest with you. Deadwood you want sold, says Sean. Rooney, Young, Smalling, just to name 3. Calvin says Despacito. Please don't mention that, mate. I fucking hate that song. Just do my nutting. Watching from Canada, says Drew. All the way in Canada. Thank you for watching, mate. Your means has helped me get to 10k. I'm not mean. Guys, hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button as well. Will ya? Make sure you do that. Can we get to 300 likes while I'm sat here on the stream? We've got 730 people here. And we've only got 242 likes. We've got 13 dislikes because some dickheads are in here. But forget them dickheads. You legends need to hit that fucking like button. Sort your lives out. What you doing? Come on. Shaw should get a chance, as Tanvir. Shaw should get a chance as well, Tanvir. Luke Shaw should definitely be starting for Manchester United next season. I hope he has a good pre-season as well. Adam for captain and number 9, says 8887 Alex. Not happening. I'm not going to be captain or number 9. I am captain of the full-time Devils team though, so that'll be good. 13 Liverpool fans, says Mustafa. I doubt the Liverpool fans, but I know where they come from, mate. But don't worry about that. Luke, love you, mate. Sanjeev's watching from Dubai. Black Excellence, do you think someone's definitely coming? There's not really any news to calm before the storm. I think it could be very well that, mate, the calm before the storm. Callum says, when does the pre-season tour start? The lads meet up for pre-season on Sunday and they head out for America then. So we would hope to have a few deals over the line for when the players do leave for pre-season tour. So guys, we are going to wrap this up now. It's been 35 minutes of great chat with you all. Thank you very much for joining us here on Adam McKola TV. Make sure you like, comment, share, and of course subscribe. We're trying to hit 40,000 subscribers by the beginning of the Premier League campaign. Can we do it? Yes, we can do it. So make sure you hit that like button to help me do it. Yeah, thank you very much, guys. I will see you soon. I'm Adam McKola. I'm out of here.